Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do a little recap of the scalps that were presented us today. It is 12/14/2023. It is Thursday. I am likely going to be done for the year after today. Secured another 50K eval, but price action, it's not really worth the risk anymore. In my opinion, either way, I'm going on vacation, so can't really or don't want to be trading not in my home setting. So obviously there's no sense in putting risk on the table. I still will be making like videos and stuff and updating y'all on how the model's doing. But me personally, I will probably be risk off until come January. Weekly objective, weekly target has been met for me as far as gain wise. So obviously there's no sense in putting any more risk on the table as I'm very disciplined. I follow all my rules. Once something's met, I call it as needs fit, and then I go from there. But getting into the setups today, I do want to cover it because today was a little bit of a tougher day. If you can't, or if you're not very proficient at reading price, today was a very, very tough day. I wouldn't say tough day, but there was definitely some misreads that could have been prevented when the scalp setup did present itself, and I'll kind of go over that. So first case right here, this is the first, or actually I want to go over this. This was, so in a sense, my ideal, I wouldn't really limit this to time, or not time, but I want to just see volatility in the market. When the VIX was in the low 20s, this is when the model was performing best. The best week it had like 39 wins and like I think it's like 6 or 7 losses. It went absolutely bonkers that month. Netted 33 R. But kind of getting into this right here, this is what I'm saying is right here, we don't technically, the rules I've laid out, we don't look for anything until 8:40. But given that we had 3 very high impact news drivers this morning at 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, obviously there's going to be a bunch of volatility in the market. And I'm pretty sure one of the members of my Discord, which is currently closed, I'll open it here soon. Just need to get some other things sorted out before that begins. But he actually took this in the Discord. It was a picture perfect setup right here. So kind of going over this, I'm going to toss in a little bit more market analysis than just the base mechanical eyes right here, and kind of give you a framework of how I think when I see a trade and how I frame it and go upon it. So right here, obviously we induced right here. We took this little sell side level and then immediately displaced up. We broke structure right here. And then we could also deem this as a tiny little change of state delivery. Kind of. But obviously, besides the point, we broke structure right here on that second candle, as I like to see. And obviously, we get our gone box, we draw our fair value gap, or draw it within our fair value gap, set our limit at the top yellow line, and this one had absolutely 0, 0, 0, 0 drawdown before it just decided to just rip. This one hit within, so obviously tagged in there. 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds. You're out of the trade in 45 seconds, netting 1.5 hour. Can't complain about that. Obviously, that's variable depending where you pull off, but the first personal setup I took right here was I did expect the draw because I'll bump up to the 15-minute real quick, then come back down. Obviously, I wanted to see this as a draw. I thought this was pretty clear today just because it was all engineered up here, but I guess the market kind of wanted to do something else. As you can see, we have just dumped recently, but at some point, this obviously will be met because this is just perfect engineered buy side liquidity. So bumping back down, that's kind of what I was wanting to target earlier in the morning, right? So obviously right here, I get a scalp setup presented. Let me bump back down to the 15 second. So obviously right here, I get a scalp setup presented. We bounce off this fair value gap right there, reprice off of it, and we displace above this little high right here on the second candle, right? I want to see it fully close. If this second candle wicks through it, and the third one closes above, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to take it unless it's just super, super, super clear where the draw is. But obviously, we mark out our fair value gap with our gone box, set our limit. This one did dig a little bit deeper, but it still held, and then went up and went 14.5 points before coming back and stopping the last contract at break even. And then getting into the next valid setup right here. This was the second one I took. This is the one that passed one of my 50K evals. This one it moved really quick up here, but we had this obvious buy or sell side level right down here. That's kind of what I wanted to target. So obviously right there, we repriced off of that fair value gap, got our scalp setup presented right there, set a limit at the bottom yellow line. And as you can see, this one was like one tick away from stopping and then it just melted, came back down. So those were the 2 personal trades that I took today. I did not take anything else as conditions started to get a little bit wonky. That's something you need to be able to recognize, and that's just going to come with screen time. The more times you're on the chart and just being able to identify those unspecified or just improbable times. So the next setup that presented itself was right here. This is 100% a valid loser, even using 1 minute structure right here. As you can see, let me see if I can get it lined up right here. Where is it? So we had this 1 minute fair value gap right there that we were repricing off of. You can kind of see where I'm circling my cursor. We displaced off of that. We displaced down, closed below with the second candle, but not a whole bunch of follow through, which is part of it. But I still had a reason to believe I didn't take this. Like I said, I only took two. But this one did reverse up, stopped us out by 1.5 points, and then reversed and would have hit a couple targets. But like I said, is what it is. In scenarios like that, I would still deem that as a good setup, because we could also kind of say this is a continue. I could change in state of delivery right here, closing below these up close candles. And then the next, this is, take notes, this is a picture perfect setup in my eyes right here. We have a change in state of delivery right here. We close above all these down close candles right here. Obviously, this also could be deemed as, it's partly like the unicorn model, where you have a breaker and a fair value gap overlaying right here. So obviously we have that change in state of delivery. We closed above this high right here. With displacement on the second candle, we get our gone box, set our limit at the top yellow line, and as you can see, this one just ripped to all targets. And then I believe we did have one more right here that would have been a TP break even. Obviously, market is really choppy right here. We start to get some move up, probably more so repricing off these, but since the targets are small when the market's volatile, these are viable. Like in my tweet the other day, I was saying that if the market's volatile, I will semi look at it with mechanical glasses, because if it's volatile, it's going to move 6 points, I'd say, at a minimum. But getting into this one right here, obviously we displaced above this high. No open fair value gaps down here. We repriced off this one right here, displaced up, draw our gone box in our fair value gap, set a limit at the top yellow line, and this one did go 6.25 points, so we would have been break even, and it got stopped at break even. But I believe that was the last valid 30 or 15 second. See if I can spot some 30-second ones real quick. Like I said, I've only, just given we are in December, I'm not expecting a bunch of clean stuff on the lower time frame. So that's why I've been dabbling on the 15-second. I absolutely love it, I have to say. I do believe that there was a couple setups on the 30-second. I'll see if I can find them real quick. Like I said, I wasn't really looking at it. But obviously 840. Nothing right there. That wanted to fill this. Let's see right here. Displace below that low. So that looks like that would have been a break even right there, as it went exactly 6 points before reversing right there. So break even on that one. And then let's see if I can find, I want to say there was another one. Obviously this one, no, because we have open fair value gap up there. Very, very strict about that. Third candle, not ideal in my eyes. I know there was another one. I hope I didn't just skip right over it. And that's something like I kind of want to note as I'm scanning through for it, is I'm giving y'all this framework to kind of base off of. I want you to go back test, find your high probability setup, and then go from there. I'm not going to just hand you all the keys to this. It's going to take time. Don't expect to come in here and just be an absolute menace on the 15-second chart. That's not going to happen. I guarantee you probably 80% of the people that try to trade this model will never get down, because you have to be so quick that like it's kind of mind-boggling, which, I mean, it works for me just because I'm a really quick thinker. I analyze really, really quick and can flip, obviously, if I need to. But that's just something I wanted to note, is if you want to become successful at the low time frame charts, it's going to take time. It's so fast that with kind of the entry requirements, you're going to get either left behind or you're going to just completely miss entries. And that's part of it. That's part of being, or coming fresh onto a model, you can't expect to have the same results as the creator of the model, if that makes sense. So scanning back through this, for some reason I don't. Maybe that was the only 30-second one today. I can swear there was another one. I mean, I feel like I'm just missing it, but let me go back. Maybe it was the 1 minute I was thinking about, because nothing right here is really piquing my interest. Okay, let's just bump up to the 1 minute. Let's see, because I know there was one on the 1 minute that was pretty nice. Was it that? Push 'em. Let's see. Okay, this would have been like a 0 drawdown. Right there. Let me zoom in. Yeah, this went 14 points, so we would have been tagged in 0 drawdown there. So that would have been 2 TPs before it reversed. And I feel like there was one more right here. Yeah. Not equal highs above. And something I wanted to note, there was a 15-second setup. I'm trying to find it that someone asked me on Twitter about. I think it was this one right here. Yeah. This was super improbable to me. As market's trending down, like I said, if you want the highest probable or the highest probable setups, go with where order flow is. Obviously, we're bearish here, right? We have a bunch of inefficiencies down here. Once I started to see this turn in the market, I was like, all right, today's more so not going to be a bullish day, at least for the AM session, which proved to be right. So obviously right here, we had this, I think it was a 1 minute buy side level right inside of a order block. So obviously, as you can see, we wicked that high after displacing over that. We had a little fair value gap here. I know some people, I think one of the persons in my Discord took this and it just tried to get it off before they took it, but happened so quick, you don't have time. But that was one of the ones I wanted to clear up. Like I said, I more so use this model discretionarily. I just like to go off structure and what I see. I just have ability to read price because I put in so much screen time. That's what I'm saying is don't expect to be just an absolute sniper on such low time frame charts because it takes time. The hard set truth is it takes time. You're not going to get it in a couple days. It's going to take months, weeks. Some people will get it quick. Some people will take it longer. That's just part of trading. But I believe that was the recap today, or everything that I wanted to go over to today. If you have any questions, just comment them down in the comment section. Like I said, I am going to be going on vacation for Christmas, so I will be away from my computer. I will try to still make content and update as necessary with the model and answer as many questions as possible that y'all have. But I'll catch y'all in the next vid. Peace.